The moment he said no, everything shifted. Not because he became rude, but because he finally respected himself. And that scared people who benefited from his silence. He was never weak. He was just unguarded. Kindness without limits had invited disrespect, and calling it patience almost cost him his identity. Setting boundaries didn't make him selfish. It made him visible, and visibility changed the way the world treated him. He finally set boundaries and everything changed. Not the world, not the people, but him. That change was powerful. For years, he believed saying yes made him kind. He thought sacrificing himself proved loyalty. He never realized it was slowly destroying him. People crossed lines because he never drew them. They took his time, his energy, his silence. And he allowed it, calling it patience. He felt tired all the time but couldn't explain why. Helping others felt heavy instead of fulfilling. Something inside him was breaking quietly. Every time he tried to say no, guilt stopped him. He feared being misunderstood. He feared losing people. One day, exhaustion spoke louder than fear. He looked at his life honestly, and he saw himself disappearing. That was the moment he chose differently. Not aggressively, not angrily, but clearly. He decided to protect his space. The first boundary felt uncomfortable. His voice shook, his heart raced, but he didn't take it back. Some people reacted with surprise, some reacted with anger, and some simply walked away. That's when he understood the truth. Boundaries don't push good people away. They reveal who never respected you. At first, he felt guilty for saying no. Old habits tried to pull him back, but he stayed firm, reminding himself that his peace mattered. Some people didn't understand. They criticized him quietly or loudly, but Ethan realized their opinion didn't define his choices. Every no felt like a victory. Small, quiet, but powerful. Each boundary reclaimed a piece of his life. He discovered that people respect what you protect. Weakness is tolerated, but strength demands recognition. His life began to shift. He started prioritizing his time, energy, and emotions, not selfishly but intentionally. Priorities replaced endless obligations. Some friends grew distant. Some colleagues were irritated. And some realized for the first time how much they had taken him for granted. Ethan didn't chase anyone. He focused on those who respected his limits. True relationships strengthened silently. He noticed the clarity that boundaries brought. Thoughts were no longer cluttered with guilt. Peace became his default state. Old patterns tried to resurface. Requests for favors, late-night calls, emotional demands. But now he evaluated everything first. Ethan felt a new kind of confidence. It wasn't loud or boastful. It was calm, steady, and unshakable. He realized that saying no is not cruelty. It's self-respect, and self-respect builds lifelong strength. Some people reacted with anger. Others tried to manipulate him. But Ethan remained consistent, unmoved. He discovered that boundaries reveal who truly cares. Respect becomes a filter, and those who don't respect them simply fall away. Ethan's energy returned. He pursued goals without distraction. Creativity, focus, and joy filled spaces that were once drained. He learned a fundamental lesson. You can't pour from an empty cup. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It's necessary. With every boundary, he grew. Stronger, calmer, more intentional. Life responded to his clarity and discipline. He stopped apologizing for protecting his time. He stopped fearing others' opinions. He finally understood that he mattered most to himself. Months passed, and Ethan's life began to feel lighter. Each day was intentional, every action aligned with his values. Silence and focus replaced chaos and guilt. Some people still tried to test him. They sent messages, asked favors, or demanded his time. But Ethan's boundaries were no longer negotiable. He noticed the shift in relationships. Those who truly cared respected him more. Those who didn't slowly faded away. He realized that boundaries are not walls. They are doors that let the right people in. And he finally felt safe behind them. Ethan's energy returned, filling every corner of his life. Work became productive, hobbies became enjoyable, and time alone felt rejuvenating. Peace had a name now: self-respect. Some friends returned with apologies. Others never did, and he understood that it didn't matter either way. He discovered that clarity brings freedom. Confusion disappears when you know what you will and will not accept. His mind was finally calm. Every no became easier. Each decision reinforced his new identity. Strength was now a quiet habit. Ethan noticed the difference in how people treated him. Respect replaced expectation. Appreciation replaced entitlement. He stopped fearing rejection. No one could push him into old patterns anymore. Confidence had replaced fear. Old habits tried to sneak back, but Ethan recognized them. Awareness kept him steady. Consistency built his inner fortress. He understood a universal truth. You can't change how others act, only how you respond. Boundaries are your response to protect yourself. Every act of self-respect multiplied his peace. Every small victory reinforced his identity, and slowly he became unstoppable. Ethan realized that life rewards those who protect themselves, not the people who take advantage, not the ones who complain. Freedom favors the wise. He finally smiled at his reflection. No apology, no explanation needed. He had chosen himself, and that was enough. He started noticing how much lighter his days felt. The constant pressure was gone. Peace filled the spaces that used to feel heavy. He no longer felt obligated to say yes. Freedom became a quiet celebration. Every choice was his own. Requests that once drained him were now evaluated carefully. He said no when needed, and every no strengthened his confidence. Some people reacted with confusion, others with anger, and some silently respected his decisions. He realized that the right people didn't demand explanations. They understood without words. Respect was felt, not forced. Ethan's focus returned to his personal goals. Projects he had delayed finally saw progress. Dreams once paused started moving forward. He spent time on hobbies he had ignored. Music, books, and long walks became a sanctuary. Joy returned naturally. The silence he had feared became his greatest teacher. It showed him who truly cared. It revealed who had only taken. He stopped overthinking the opinions of others. Their judgments no longer dictated his mood. He finally felt free inside. Each morning began with clarity. Each evening ended with gratitude. Life had a rhythm he hadn't known before. He started noticing the difference in his energy. He felt alive, focused, and purposeful. Exhaustion and guilt were gone. Old friends returned differently. They approached with understanding. Some simply left, and that was okay too. He discovered that boundaries create respect automatically, not by force, not by argument. Respect flows naturally when limits are clear. He no longer apologized for protecting himself. Saying no became a habit, not a burden. And every habit built strength. Opportunities came easily now. Time that was wasted on drama was now invested in growth. Results followed his focus. He realized that consistency beats occasional effort, discipline replaced chaos, and clarity replaced confusion. Ethan smiled quietly at the progress he had made. Change was not dramatic, but profound. Every small step mattered. Some challenges tried to tempt him back into old ways. He noticed them and chose differently. Every choice reinforced his boundaries. He understood that people don't always appreciate growth immediately. Some leave, some stay. But either way, he moved forward. He stopped waiting for permission to prioritize himself. Self-respect became the standard, and peace became the reward. He became an example quietly, not through boasting, but through presence. Others noticed his calm confidence. He realized life is not about pleasing everyone. It is about respecting yourself first. Everything else aligns afterward. He understood that growth often requires letting go. Letting go of approval, validation, and expectations. And that freedom changed everything. Ethan learned the ultimate truth. Protecting yourself is not selfish. It is survival. Respect your boundaries, prioritize your peace, and the world will adjust. Strength is quiet, consistent, and unstoppable.